your big Hollywood sunglasses and light the torch, because it's cellar time. Welcome to the Crack Cellar, as the prophecy was once captured by Ash Ketchum. I'm Two-Spirit Penguin Daniel.
And I'm Brother Pikachu, Broadcaster Nickels.
And today, Broadcaster, a sensitive
Please.
topic.
Pikachu, Hotep Pikachu, please.
Hotep Pikachu. That'd be a good for our next review system. Hotep Pikachu should be on it.
Yeah, I'll write that down.
Diablo Immortal, Broadcaster Nickels. It's a very controversial property. All right,
Yeah.
well, moving on.
Yeah. You know, Mama told me not to say anything when I have something good to say. You know, Immortal, some would call it immoral on YouTube. That's trendy to say. I would call it a travesty.
What? A travesty?
Yeah, it is. It's a travesty because it's something that's good that is ruined by its pay-to-win mechanics.
Okay.
But it is a
Yeah.
mobile game, and I know mobile gamers are cucks, and they're used to, giving it eventually and getting hypnotized like they're not going to spend money, They're like, I'm not going to spend money, I'm not going to spend money. And then they're a year in, they're like, I'll give them $10 here, give them 15 there, or whatever. They'll get in eventually.
Yeah, that's how I was with Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I didn't spend any money the first 2 years I played it, and then I started spending like $20, $50, and
I've done it. I know this to be the truth because I've done it with games myself, and they're not even mobile games. It's just like when you enjoy a game enough, you're going to just put money into it if you can, if the option's there, whether it's a bad game or a good game, objectively for the general public,
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I still spend way more money on my FF14 sub and my WoW sub. So, like, Star Wars is not even getting
so
like
much
a
more
fraction
in that
of
game,
that.
though. There's
True that.
I think I just
you'd
don't
be
like
surprised.
it because it's so shallow in the end game. Like multiplayer or PvP sucks just because of the pay to win.
The
like,
end game is
whales,
PvP, and it
well,
is
I'm
pay
talking
to
about
win. So,
direct pay. Yeah.
yeah,
And
you're right about that.
it just sucks. And then there's only one raid to sink your teeth into, and it's really it's not even like. Well, I've been gone from MMOs for a while, but you informed me since I've been gone, raids have just turned into boss fights, which I find to be incredibly.
It's lazy.
It just breaks my heart really because it raids like. I remember the last raid I did was Crystal Tower in Final Fantasy 14, and it was just like that was like the pinnacle of MMO gaming for me. I was like, I don't think I've ever seen anything as cool as this.
Yeah. The Crystal Tower in FF14 was really good.
It reminded me of like Ashran's Call, doing like the Crystal quests and like doing your Atlan blade.
Gone but not forgotten. Yeah. So all right. So I think we both agree that it's a good game if you remove the microtransactions, right? You on board with that?
For sure. I mean, like, you don't have to remove all the microtransactions. I mean, you could do normal like most games. It's just straight up like the legendary crest system and like the RNG with getting the crystal or the legendary gems above level 2. I'll say it really. Everyone wants level 5s, but those aren't even obtainable for even people that pay most of the time. So
I know. I love all the videos
above level 2.
All the videos popping up of people spending like $25,000 and not getting a single 5-star gem. I'm just like, Oh my god, like it is so bad. And the funny thing about it is that Blizzard is just radio silent on this shit. They are trying to weather the storm. Like they do not want to change anything. They are happy as pigs in a fucking mud pit.
And that's kind of why I don't want to play the game, because it's just like I mean, it's just the final form of these scumbags essentially. The final nail was the what was it? What do they call it? What's that stat on the legendary pieces of armor?
Resonance?
Yeah, resonance. The resonance levels. That kind of pissed me off. Seeing like the only way to get like level 3 legendary resonance tier sets are like through paying. And
I don't know about that. I think that you can get them through Hell 2 difficulty dungeons.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure you can.
Sure about that?
I'm not 100% sure.
Put money?
Not 100% sure, but I'm like 75% sure.
Yeah. It's just like the game, like if there's anything, so I can't PvP, I can't raid essentially with the clan effectively. I just got to be a fucking peasant essentially if you're free to play.
You'd be surprised,
then finally,
man.
The loot aspect of the game is like also pay to win. It's like, so the final, like the best, coolest looking pieces of armor, essentially, the resonance levels are pay gated.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm in the one of the best guilds on our server, or I guess it's not our server anymore because you quit, but these guys are, I'm like one of the weakest people in this guild. I'm like fucking half the guild is definitely spending money. I don't know how much money, but they are spending money.
Anybody that's playing Diablo Immortal still right now, like 95% of people that are playing Immortal right now still are paying.
Yeah, I'm a part of the proud 5% that isn't. I didn't even buy the battle pass, which like even like the people that don't support my microtransactions are buying the battle pass.
Donate my account to you.
I know. I was thinking about that. I'm like, damn, I wish he could give me his battle pass. It's a fucking waste, but I mean, it's funny too because I maxed the battle pass out a few days ago, and there's still like 10 days left on it. I'm just like, wow, like they did not make this hard.
What is it? $10?
I think it's only $5.
$5, yeah.
It's, I don't know. It's kind of just like
you'll get legendary crests.
You do, and I don't know. Like, I don't feel like I want to support this game monetarily at this point. Like, I feel like what I want to do is wait and hopefully have them fix some stuff, do some pro-consumer changes, throw us a bone. Like, maybe make 5-star gems a little bit easier to get free to play, something, and then buy something as like a way to say, keep doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of what I'm doing. I know, you're probably right.
Gems are like, if you really look at any other game that's built like this, the 5-star tier is typically like pretty far off when the games initially start. Like even for whales, like in Contest of Champions and like all the Marvel Strike Force, I think that's what it's called, and then Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Like they all have their version of the tier 5 whatever in the game, and there's probably multiple items that can have tier 5 or whatever, but it takes a long time to get there. And I think Diablo didn't illustrate that well. I think them saying it's an RNG based thing of you getting 1 through 5 tiers with these legendary crests, and it's even worse because you, for the most part, have to buy these legendary crests, and then when you don't, like, you find out it's pretty much impossible to get 5 stars. It gets even the whales mad, In other games like Contest of Champions, like when you start the game out, it's like the game's telling you pretty much. It's like you're not gonna get a 5-star. Like it's almost impossible. Like they pretty much tell you like this is like the best of the best thing, and you just started. You're not, you're gonna be extremely lucky if you get one of these things.
Yeah, and that kind of is one of the reasons why I'm still playing Diablo Immortal. I kind of expected myself to quit by now, but I haven't for a few reasons. First of all, my fucking whale guild has sort of like taken me on as like the mascot. Like, they don't care that I'm free to play and I only have like 2-star gems and no 5-star gems and no set pieces and all this shit. Like, they're just kind of like, oh, look at that little wizard. He's so cute. Let's bring him along. So that's part of it. Like, the sort of just like them kind of keeping my interest alive by allowing me to participate in the end game, because the end game is called, Shadow War, and it's essentially all the Shadow clans fight in a tournament, and whoever wins that tournament gets to fight the current Immortals to become the next Immortals. And I won't go into too much detail, but it's like
how do they pick which person controls the giant Immortal?
It's the leader of the clan. Yeah, and it's cool because that, like, you were bringing up Ashran's Call earlier. This reminds me of Ashran's Call a lot, because back in the day, early Ashran's Call, they used to have events that would happen where boss characters would show up and be controlled by developers. Like Baal Zeron and Ashron literally fought at Fort Tethana way back in the day. And it, like, this is sort of like that, where it's not a developer, it's the leader of the other clan, but you're still fighting this crazy boss creature that's controlled by a person. And I've seen some crazy strategies, dude. Like, these, with the boss characters, you can do some really weird stuff. So it's been interesting. And it's fun, but not only is it sort of gated on your gear, it's also gated on your class. Like, I got really unlucky. Wizard is the worst class in the game by far. Like, it's not even, like, close to the second worst. And being free to play and playing the worst class in the game it feels like a death sentence. So it's tough to play, but it's fun. Like, you can make progress. You can, like, you get Paragon levels. I'm Paragon 30 now. I just got to Hell 2. You can do these dungeons. They're fucking crazy difficult, and you can progress without paying money. Now, the one thing that you can't really do without paying money is get legitimate shots at 5-star gems, because if you don't pay money, essentially the way you get 5-star gems is you get random legendary crests through Shadow War, not too many, and then through the Battle Pass. I think they throw like 2 of them to you for the free Battle Pass. Not very many, but technically there's like a 0.1% chance you'll get a 5-star gem from that. But then you can also craft a random gem that has a chance to be 5-star, and then that's also 0.1%. So, like, it's almost impossible free to play to get one. But other than that, the progression's pretty good free to play. There's a lot of stuff to do. Like, I'm not sitting there like, oh, nothing for me to do in this game but open my wallet, so I'm done. Like, it hasn't gone to that point yet, and that's really why I'm still playing.
Sound like you're just fucking... You're too deep, man.
I just love the gameplay. Deep. It reminds me of D2. Like, it has like this D2 vibe.
Well, here's the next question. What's D4 gonna be? Like, what does
way
this mean?
Different.
But like, what does this mean for D4? And like, what does it mean for Diablo Immortal? Is like Diablo Immortal just gonna end as soon as like?
No.
Like, how are they gonna differentiate like the two games when they coexist?
The Microsoft reveal for D4 recently kind of answered that question, in my opinion. Diablo Immortal is the sequel to traditional Diablo games. Diablo 4 is a reboot into open world bullshit that I'm highly skeptical of. That's what we needed, right? Another open world game. Every game has to be open world. I'm jaded as fuck with open world games at this point. Like, it's so funny. I remember when they were a novelty in like the late 2000s, early 2010s. It's like, oh, this novel concept, open world, cool. You know, Far Cry, cool. And now it's just turned into this fucking meme. It's become a meme.
Turned into Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon. What's that game called? Fuck. That shitty ass fucking open world game that everyone Breakpoint. Something. Breakpoints.
Mm-hmm.
Point Break. I don't know.
Yeah. But I like the boss mechanics. I think that the boss fights, even though they are just boss rooms, and that is kind of lame, the Skarn fight that you never made it to, but he's like the last boss of the game, of the storyline, like till you get to endgame. It was highly complicated. It had 3 phases. It was like doing a real raid boss, but you had to do it by yourself. They won't let people help you. So it's like this, it's sort of like this like litmus test for if you're gonna make it. Like I'm guessing a lot of people get to Skarn and they just give up and never play the game again because it is difficult. It's not easy at all. Like I think I wiped on it personally like 20 times. And I'm, as you know, a seasoned MMO rating veteran. So I can only imagine some of these
shittiest class in the game.
Yeah, fucking that's for sure, dude. That really does suck. I feel like they should offer me a fucking reroll on my class. Just let me change it. It's kind of fucked up, honestly. Maybe they'll buff it. Who knows?
Oh, they'll buff it. That popular of a game, they'll buff it.
Yeah. Yeah. It was fun. The vibes are... It's lots of D2 vibes, right? Like the amount you played. You'd agree with that, right?
Yeah, on purpose. I mean, they had Zoltan Cool. They had Akara, the witch from D2. They have Deckard Cain with his original voice actor. They got... Who else they got? What's his name? Not just Zoltan Cool. They had... I mean, you did the... you helped in the original... Well, you went into the memory of the original Banishment of Baal, which was like pre-Diablo 2. So, I mean, there's just a whole bunch of D2 member berries, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was even a little D1 mixed in there too, which was surprising.
So what?
Remember they showed the original Wanderer, the guy, the main character from D1 who sticks the fucking stone in his head.
Well, the Wanderer is D2.
Well,
that's the warrior. You're thinking of the warrior. Warrior.
Aren't they the same thing?
Yeah, but that's... You don't really know...
Well, they don't call him the Wanderer till D2, but that is the guy from D1 who sticks the stone in his head after killing Diablo, right?
Yeah, but he's not really like that character yet, right? He's just like the warrior and then screams because he stuck a gem in his fucking head, and then that's end scene.
God, what an amazing game.
It's only at the beginning of D2 where you like... And you don't even know it's him yet. You just see him as the Wanderer, and then you realize it's him slowly.
What a great... Dude, the opening to D2 was so fucking amazing.
Soundtrack, too.
Hell yeah.
The soundtrack to that opening is super cool. The bar scene, the tavern in the middle of the snowy woods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one of the... I haven't played D2. I haven't seen that scene in probably like 20 plus years, and... I still can like remember it like word by word, like scene by scene. Like it's so iconic.
Cutscenes used to be so cool, like all of them.
Yeah,
like that was like almost the end of an era. That was right around the end of an era, like when it didn't matter what the hell happened in a cutscene. Like so you knew when a cutscene happened, it was in a Blizzard game, it was going to be dope.
Yep.
You know, like something eventful was about to happen.
Yeah, definitely.
Like fucking when. Manx is fucking telling all those Marines that they're gonna die on that infested Zerg planet when he's piecing out. That fucking epic cutscene.
Hell yeah.
We'll all die. Glory.
By the way, they recently put StarCraft, the original StarCraft, up on BattleNet for free. So if you ever feel like it, you can play it.
They what now? Regular
BattleNet.
StarCraft?
Yeah, if you look on the like additional games button on BattleNet, you'll see the original StarCraft, and they have a remastered version that you can buy, but they let you just play the original version for free. So,
it's dope.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, I like Diablo Immortal. I agree with everyone that the microtransactions are heinous, but I'm probably going to keep playing for now. But it's tenuous. I'm going to say my relationship with that game right now is tenuous.
Prisoner, dude.
I like the game. It's just that like the people behind the curtain are like John Wayne Gacy and like Lorena Bobbitt. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to peek behind the curtain.
Bodies in the basement. No amount of cement will get rid of that thing.
All right, broadcaster. We have an important preview on our hands. The 5th Predator movie called Prey. Will it become a woke, trife, dumpster fire of depravity? Or can it become a base Chad, Broadcaster Nickels? We will find out. Are you ready?
Well, yeah. Yeah, I'm ready. Let me take another drink of my whiskey.
That's a good idea.
This reminds me of the
Earth Tree.
Why do you want to
Proto
hunt?
triggered when Croto died.
Because you all think that I can't.
Oh, prehistoric era?
Yeah, remember that
I saw
wind?
a sign in the sky. I'm ready.
Wait,
Oh, dude, that's the chick from Legion.
that is the chick from Legion.
Muy bonita.
And she's still looking pretty damn good, I have to say.
I think she's looking hotter, to be honest.
Yeah. She's a bear hunter, I like that.
Dude, she should be.
I fuck Leonardo DiCaprio, now I'm gonna fuck you too!
Dude. So, this is supposed to be the Predator. He bodied a bear.
Oh, shit. Oh, interesting.
And
There's something else.
That was a
I'm
great
trying to-
movie. That was the best
You
Cloverfield.
can't.
That's
I'm
the
trying
one
to
with
protect
fucking
you.
John Goodman.
Goodman, right? Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That means John Goodman better be in this fucking movie.
Oh, what if he is the Predator?
It's time.
Just takes off the mask.
Oh, dude, he should just be like a Teddy Roosevelt, white manish type character in the middle of this native predator hunt.
That'd be good too. God, she has big eyes.
Dude, it's Billy. It's Billy. It's young Billy. This is Billy's ancestor for sure, no doubt.
Do you hear those sound effects? Oh,
It
that
knows how
was
to
sick.
hunt. I know how to survive.
What? The scorpion?
Is that a green beret? Oh, muskets. Got some muskets.
Oh, the white
Whatever did this, I can kill it.
man. I like that Schwarzenegger, young Schwarzenegger energy. I can kill it.
I'm not gonna lie, that gave me
Kill it.
that gave me goosebumps. That was a sick trailer.
Yeah, but let's okay.
Let's take a step back.
You really do need to take a step back because the last two Predator trailers looked really good.
Good point. Good point.
All right, and what did we get? We got robotic Olivia Munn, and then prior to that, we got rigatoni Adrian Paul. Okay. Nah. Did you ever watch Peaky Blinders?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god, dude! I'm not going to try to sidecar too much, but he plays an Italian mobster in Peaky Blinders, and he overplays it. Like, he goes full retard. Like, this is like a legitimate case of full retard where you're just like,
shit.
I can't believe how hokey this son of a bitch is being right now, and they allowed this. Anyways, I digress.
Yeah. Peaky Blinders is one of those shows that, like, I've heard from many people is good, and I'll get close to watching it, and then, like, other shows will come out and it'll get pushed back. It kind of is always getting pushed back as soon as it gets close to the top of the list. But yeah, I think I'll watch it one day. I mean, is it better than The Sopranos? I'll take that as a no.
That's not fair.
It's not.
That's not a fair comparison. Sopranos is like, because I've recently been watching like the first season, like, I'm like episode 3. I'm saying I like watched episode like weeks apart. It just, I'm not saying it doesn't hold up. I'm just saying it's like, it's just old. It's from a different era.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and I personally think Peaky Blinders is just as good. It's superb television. Like, if you get into Peaky Blinders, you're gonna fall in love.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll probably watch it sometime, but anyway.
Especially because it's fucking mobster history from your blood.
From your blood.
It's where you come from.
So your ancestors. You know, once upon a time, I used to think our girl from Legion was one of our ancestors back when we thought we were 1/8 Navajo. How did that turn out? How did that turn out, Broadcaster?
Listen, dude, just because one of us got a fucking phony blood test or genetic, what do they call those? Fucking.
I call it genetic harvesting.
Yeah, yeah. He donated his genetic data.
There's already 7 clones of him in tubes right now, underground bunker somewhere.
You say he was like 1% black.
I saw some Reddit post a long time ago who was supposedly an employee for 23andMe, and they said that they just tell everyone that they're 1% black just as like virtue signaling to like try and get back at like the racists or whatever. Be like, haha, see, you're 1% black, even though they're not. I don't know if that's true or not.
The people that aren't there.
Exactly. People are like noping the fuck out of that shit.
You start telling these drop dead Fred types how it really is.
Now there's a classic Drop Dead Fred. If we ever change the format of the show to like review old shit, Drop Dead Fred's got to be at the top of the list.
Oh, dude, there's so many classic movies to do. Dude. So many good classics.
Drop Dead Fred's a weird one though because it's very niche. Like very few people know what that is.
That's all the movies we do. Like Battery's Not Included. You know, what's another one? Maybe Tremors, but that might be like the very outer edges of what we'd accept as niche.
In the Mouth of Madness, that'd be at the top of the list.
There we go.
Yeah, but anyway, I don't know. Trailer was good. The main character gave me a half chub. I'm a big fan of her, and she's one of my favorite female characters of recent memory from Legion. Like I loved her in Legion, and I don't know. I was getting some Turok vibes. Felt like kind of like a Turok movie.
Yeah,
like it's pretty cool, man. Like I like the fact that they did like the very, what's the word? Blatant sort of stereotype for Indians, Native Americans. Like the way they kind of portrayed them, look just like in like Lone Ranger style. Like it's cool. Like I got good vibes from that.
Your racism, okay? That's actually how Indians dressed. Okay?
Just because I like Johnny Depp as Tonto does not make me a racist, okay?
Listen, Kimosabe, you're being racist.
And you know what? Tom Cruise is the motherfucking Last Samurai, okay? Get off me,
I don't
man.
give a fuck what anyone says. That movie's great. It's a
great
solid
movie.
fucking movie.
Paul Mooney can go fuck himself.
He really can.
Oh, shit. One thing I just really want to call out on that trailer is the use of sound effects, and sort of like
That's always been one of the highlights of Predator movies, though. That Predator Foley.
Yeah, exactly. Like when she was in the high grass and they started playing like that falling water horror effect, like I'm such a sucker for that shit. That's awesome. And I hope that the whole movie's like that, because that's what Predator is, okay? I know that like people think of Predator as an action movie, but those people can go fuck themselves. Predator at its core is a horror movie. It just had action elements.
Horror. It's action horror.
Horror movie with action elements.
Like when I was super young, like Predator was not a movie that legitimately scared me. Like Leatherface or Freddy or Nightmare on Elm Street.
Well, that's partly my fault because I seasoned you early. I can,
those are real horror movies, though. Predator's not an actual horror movie.
Yeah. I mean, it's you were just
You got Jesse
desensitized.
the body dropping F-bombs at the very beginning. That kind of diffuses the tension. You know, you're like, okay,
I ain't got
this is gonna
time
be a
to
good time.
bleed.
The boys are in town. They're about to wreck this fucking jungle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, then look at Predator 2. Predator 2 was straight up a horror movie. It wasn't even an action. They didn't even try and pretend it was an action movie. So, I don't know. I don't know. Either way, I'm digging it.
I was talking to someone the other day about Predator 2, and they actually brought up a good point that the Predator in Predator 2 was a young Predator, like on his first mission.
Yeah.
I never picked up on that. And that's why he was like so cocky. That's why he like put that necklace in the tree and like just straight taunted Danny Glover. He's like, I killed your boy, dog.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's part of the lore of the show. Like, they send their young to like backwater planets. And I think this might be extended universe lore. I'm not sure where I picked this up, but the like the real like veterans, they're like out doing like intergalactic war and shit with advanced species. Like, they're not fucking around with Danny Glover in 1980s New York or wherever the fuck.
Whoa, dude. Whoa, dude. Give DG some respect. Put some respect on DG.
But yeah,
that man took down a whole fucking cartel in like 5 minutes at the beginning. Actually,
man.
Well, mostly the Predator, but now that I think about it, it was the Predator mostly.
Yeah. All right, broadcaster. So, what do you think? You up on this or you down on this?
Oh, I'm up for sure. I'm up hard.
Well, broadcaster, as you know, the Force is strong in few, but those who it is strong in typically are women nowadays. The Force is female, as Kathleen Kennedy infamously said, and I think that the next show that we're going to review, the limited miniseries, Obi-Wan Kenobi, sort of cements that in multiple ways. Are you ready to get to our review of Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Yeah, dude, way to just hone the blade with the review.
And we're back with our review of Obi-Wan Kenobi and the clandestine quadroons who created this epic masterpiece describe it as the following. Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi has to save young Leia after she is kidnapped, all the while being pursued by Imperial Inquisitors and his former Padawan, now known as Darth Vader. Where to start with this one, broadcaster? This is...
Well, I'll tell you right now, episode 1 through 2. Let's do a quick overview here.
Overview time. Let's insert a jingle.
1 through 2. This is going to be depression time with you and Obi-Wan and friends. Okay. This is going to make you feel, if you were born in the late 80s to early 90s, it's going to make you feel very depressed and old and wondering why everything you love is being treated like this.
Yep.
And then about, let's say, episode 3, if you're a new Star Wars fan / old Star Wars fan and you're current, you will probably be pissed off because they broke some canon or some bullshit, which I have nothing. I don't know anything about this. But then, by the time episode 5 rolls around, they redeem themselves, and then episode 6 is the cool one that everyone wants to see. That's that's Darth Vader fight. You're gonna get some good stuff, but in the end, it's still pretty mediocre.
Yeah. All right.
There you go.
Review over.
I know why I skipped episode 4, but really,
Yeah.
Episode 4 was I'm trying to remember exactly what episode 4 was. That's when they first make it to the Rebel hideout.
This is the one. Well, okay, so this is the one with Leia when she's captured by third sister and being interrogated with like fucking foam gloves. Like fucking weakest interrogate. This, you know, I like some parts of this fucking show, but some parts of this fucking show make me want to punch my television. I have such a like weird relationship with this show, because when in episode 3, when Vader shows up and fights Kenobi the first time, in my head, I'm hearing like Revenge of the Sith soundtrack. I've got the high ground. Like I'm like, you know, my fucking
is hard.
I'm
ready to go.
My lizard brain is tingling. I'm just like, yes. But then even that is ruined by the fact that Darth Vader. So I get it. He's wants to torture Obi-Wan. He doesn't want him to die too quickly. Blah blah blah. I'm calling bullshit on that. Darth Vader at this point has been charged by his master, Emperor Palpatine, to capture Obi-Wan Kenobi. I do not believe for a second that Vader would fucking just let him walk away from that little fire trap. It just felt so weird when that happened. And I'm just like, well, wait, like, you had him.
Well, all of it was so weird.
Yes.
Like, all of the actual scenes where, like, the gotcha scenes, like, played out so robotically. Like, especially when, like, Moses... what's her name?
Third sister.
Episode 5 or 6, when Vader comes down, like, Obi-Wan surrenders, and, like, you know, they do their weird, like, plot but not plot thing where Obi-Wan convinces her that she can kill Darth Vader if you just let him come down and think that I'm captured type of thing.
Mm.
Darth Vader just shows up, is just like, okay, yeah, I'm just going to go through these doors. Oh, wow, look at all these dead stormtroopers. I guess Obi-Wan escaped. Just goes down the hallway and just fights him, and then it ends up being like this... Dude, when he's just like, you think I didn't realize you were a youngling? It's just so dumb. It was just,
that was one of the worst parts. Dude, I groaned when that scene happened. I was so mad at that.
Are you serious? Is this this is the fucking highly intellectual plot device that we fucking...
So intellectual. Your IQ is just too low, broadcaster. It's too low to understand the brilliant writing from Deborah Chow. Or actually, she didn't write shit. She just directed everything. You know, Deborah Chow directed every episode of this show. So I'm going to go ahead and say this is her show. So I'm going to hold her directly responsible for the massacre of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Honestly, everything I just said wasn't even... I didn't even mind it that much. It was just like, whatever.
There's a lot of that in this show.
Cheesy television. It's cheesy television. Yeah. I'm okay with it. Kids are supposed to be watching this too. You got to remember that type of shit.
Well, I don't buy that argument, because kids look at Star Wars as boomer shit. Like, the kids don't give a fuck about Star Wars.
Some. I mean,
I feel
like
man.
you can't be so in touch, you know, that type of shit, you know, because
That's
like
true.
I mean,
I'm a boomer myself, so it's like a boomer paradox.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, but if you truly think back when you were a kid, there were subcultures amongst kids. There was the nerds, the jocks, all that shit. So, you know, there's always going to be a fucking big group of a majority of younger generation that says that shit sucks, but you know, there's a good chunk of them that actually probably are watching it, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. You can say that, but the times today are so different from when we grew up. Like, they're so different that it's hard to be doing apples to apples comparison. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's some kids that are into this shit. But like, think about, like, dude, can you imagine if like you were 10 years old? Like, when I was 10 years old, I had the golden VHS box set of the original Star Wars trilogy, of course, with the remastered parts that all the theater fans got butthurt about, like fucking Han Solo, the whole tale of Jabba the Hutt, like that scene where Jabba meets him at the Millennium Falcon, and like they changed the way Han Solo walked around him. And the worst one, and this is the one I agree with, they made it so Han didn't shoot first. That I agree with the nerds on that one. That was an atrocious change by George Lucas, but everything else was fine. Whatever. Fucking boomer, shut the fuck up. I mean, those are like grandpa boomers now. We have to have like tiers of boomers
everything
now.
You just said, I kind of started zoning out. I was like, what the fuck is this old man talking?
Okay, Grandpa Penguin.
I didn't even know that.
Anyway, the point I was trying to get to was, when I was 10, I had the Star Wars Golden VHS box set. Today, a 10-year-old has Pornhub. Like, it's just, like, hard to compare. Like, what they have is insanely different than what we had.
Together. We all have Pornhub.
Oh, shit.
Pandora's box, isn't
it? Dude, I couldn't imagine growing up today. Like, it's just so different. Like, it's fucking crazy.
Well, dude, I thought when I was personally growing up, I mean, you're 5 years older than me, so you were just a little bit more burdened in acquiring these assets than I was. But even when I was younger and like going through this initial phase of finding all this stuff, I thought I was dealing with revolutionary tech.
Yeah.
P2P networking and downloading and burning onto DVD RWs, dude. DVD RWs, I can rewrite these.
DVD RWs.
When these fucking things, when I'm tired of these porns, dude, I can get rid of them. Dude, it's this revolutionary technology. But now it's just like, dude, that's antiquated as fuck. And it was only 10 years ago.
Dude, I know
a little bit more than 10 years ago. It's just like, holy shit.
I still have DVD RWs from like 2001 sitting in my fucking vault.
I guess what I'm trying to say is if a future self came and told me while I was burning these sweet porns onto DVD RWs, fucking
DVD RW porn. That's right.
Anyways, these lists was like, dude. You're gonna look back on this like you look at Betamax right now. I'm gonna be like, what?
Yeah,
but it's the truth. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's exactly.
Probably beyond Betamax though. It's so far. The idea of
physical media is like on its way out, dude. Like, it's crazy. I tried to go buy the new Ninja Turtles game at GameStop last weekend, thinking, oh, it's out. I'm going to go get it for Switch. And I went to the store. They're like, physical release is limited and it's not for another month and a half. And I'm just like, what? Like, what? What do you mean it's not for a month and a half? The game's out now. Like, what is happening?
Yeah, I think it's a critical mistake too, because the only time I want physical games is on consoles. Like, if I'm going to go through the process of buying a console and like being restricted to their little marketplace and buying their fucking online gaming pass and all that stuff, like, give me physical shit, dude. Like, let me own the games at least. Like, fucking, it's so crazy. Like if you're going to get to the point where you're making a console digital games only, like, what's the fucking point of the console?
Exactly. I don't buy any digital games on consoles ever, as a rule, and that's why I'm now buying Ninja Turtles on PC on Steam, because
yeah, I just bought that Shredder's Revenge, dude.
Hell yeah,
get down.
That's right. That's what
I conned Alex into buying it too.
Oh well, it's not open world, so I'm sure he'll play it one time.
Wait a minute.
Broadcaster Nickels, what do you think about the opening scene of this show, the Order 66 scene? I think this is one of my favorite parts of the show.
It is.
It started so strong because, like, you see the slaughtering of the younglings, you see the clone troopers coming in. It's just like, it really starts the show off on the right foot. Like, you really have a lot of hope.
Yeah. It also had a lot of like sacking of Coruscant vibe, like the way it was shot.
Yes,
it felt like sacking of Coruscant from Old Republic.
Hell yes, I totally agree with you on that. It was great, and then Man, then we just go right into fucking boomer Obi-Wan Kenobi, who's been cucked into oblivion. This is one of the saddest. Like, I think the worst 2 episodes of the show are episode 2 and episode 4. Those are by far the worst, but I think episode 2 is by far the worst. And episode 2 kind of starts a little bit in episode 1. Episode 1 kind of, like, it has a few good scenes in it, but once you get past that, it's really just cruising you right into the abyss. You get the Inquisitors, which are from...
Or fucking lackluster.
Oh, I mean, lackluster barely even describes it. Like, they're from one of the cartoons, not the one I watched. I think it's from Rebels. Yeah. Okay, so they're from Rebels. Okay. They look like cosplayers, okay? What the fuck is going on with the budget at Disney Plus? You have so much money. The Mandalorian, if you look at season 1 of The Mandalorian and you compare it to this, you'd be like, oh, there were budget cuts. These guys looked like cosplayers going to Comic-Con. And Third Sister is by far the worst. Why, like... What in the fuck is up with Third Sister? This whole show, basically, you could have called this show Third Sister because she's really the main character of the show. It's a fucking Trojan horse.
It's not only, well, dude, it's not. I would argue it's Third Sister and Princess Leia.
Yes.
Like, it's crazy. Like, how much of that takes up the storyline of a show that's called Obi-Wan Kenobi.
It's a fucking Trojan horse, this show. It's not about Obi-Wan Kenobi. All they want about Obi-Wan Kenobi is to cuck him as hard as they can to tell you the Force is female. That's what this show really is. It's like, remember when we told you the Force is female? We fucking meant it. Here's Obi-Wan Kenobi cutting up some desert whale fish thing for fucking $5 an hour.
Doing that same scene, cutting, pilfering the meat, feeding his camel. I was like, what is this
dude? Like, they fucking brought him to as low as they possibly could.
Fucking Owen, like, rejecting the toy for Luke. I'm like, this is just fucking, what is going on?
Yeah. Owen is chatting on Obi-Wan Kenobi, one of the fiercest Jedi warriors. He fucking took Darth Maul down in the Phantom Menace, okay? Dun 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 dun. What the fuck happened? What the fuck is going on? He is a piece of shit in this show. He has no power. His powers come back magically at the end. But for now, let's just talk about episode 1 and 2. He can't do anything. He buried his fucking lightsabers in the desert for what? What fucking All right, calm down. Why in the fuck would you do any of this?
Let's not talk about more of the deeper, issues with this show at the end too. That the fact this Darth Vader fight, this Vader fight was dope. Okay,
are you talking about the first one or the second one?
Both of them were cool.
Yeah, I do.
The choreograph, that's the actual lightsaber choreographing with these two fights are superb, dude. The the one-handed lightsaber form that it's first of all, they're really lore accurate with Darth Vader in this. Like, I know there's some like issues with the suit, but the way he actually uses his lightsaber one-handed and uses his left hand pretty much for force, it was super cool to them to actually portray that accurately.
And
that was dope.
That's 100% Hayden Christensen too. I have to give that boy credit. For a while I was thinking, why is he even credited in this? It's fucking James Earl Jones, still obviously voice acting Darth Vader. So like Hayden Christensen's just in the suit. But then like when I actually saw the fights, I was like, holy shit, he went back and watched original Darth Vader fight. Like, he went back and researched. You can tell.
Dude, the lunge swipe attack when he fucking cuts through Vader's helmet, that was super dope. Like just the moves they did were super cool. I liked it.
I had some problems with the final fight. First of all, I just want to ask, why, how, what, when, and where did fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi go from my force powers don't work anymore to, oh, I'm now a Jedi Master again and fucking throwing crazy boulders and doing crazy shit.
Dude. The resolve was invisible in this series. It's just like when he just decided,
well, I'll tell
I
you,
must take him on alone, and then he somehow dodges fire from a fucking Star Destroyer, and then he's like, the Force is going to tell me that Darth Vader is going to be so fucking pissed, he's going to fucking get his own personal ship and tell this and follow me down to this fucking planet of my choice. It's crazy. Which was, don't get me wrong, Obi-Wan Kenobi was like, we need a sweet backdrop for this battle, which I respect because it was a sweet backdrop.
Yeah, I know that, like, there's been a lot of complaints about this show, and I've seen some of them. And one of the complaints is this backdrop, this planet, and they're like, it's too dark, it's too
Fuck
empty.
You guys, dude.
I think those people are nuts.
Afterglow and fucking Vader, dude.
There's so much bigger fish to fry.
Those lines in the fucking darkness and like with the light glaring on his burnt fucking face.
That was a great touch. That was one thing I really liked about this show. That whole part of the scene where it shows how his face got fucked up. In that way, like that you see when his mask comes off at the end of Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, the scar underneath.
Yeah, because at first when Revenge of the Sith happened, I just assumed it was Revenge of the Sith, totally. But you can tell that they actually wrote it in there that it's actually that Slash from Obi-Wan that does that one scar that you see at the end of Return of the Jedi. That was a nice touch. It was almost like they were correcting a flaw that George Lucas missed. And that's a bold thing to do. I think it was just
a prosthetic thing. Like, when I really thought about it, I think it was just a prosthetic thing and how it turned out. And, like, they took it as an opportunity to actually give it a story.
Yeah, that's good. And I love the line where he says like, you didn't kill Anakin Skywalker, I did. That was the best line of the entire fucking show.
I swear to God, if they do not give Hayden Christensen some credit for this damn thing, it's like, you guys are losers.
He's the best part of the fucking show, man. He kicked ass.
Yeah, it's crazy. And that's, dude, how is Hayden Christensen, Darth Vader, barely in this show compared to Princess Leia and fucking Third Sister and the other Inquisitor? It's insane to me. There's no battle on the fortress of Mustafar. They showed that sweet ass throne fortress for Darth Vader on the planet. Is it Mustafar the planet, or is the systems Mustafar?
I think that's the name of the planet. But I totally agree with you.
That's criminal.
It is, and it makes me think that maybe that whole thing was CG and it wasn't a set.
Yeah.
I don't think it was real. Yeah, I don't think it was real.
We only got Palpatine as a hologram. It's just, they clearly were like making way too much room for female empowerment.
Oh,
and I get it, okay? Have some room for it. You know, I get females want some characters, and that's all good. Yeah. But this show's called Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I feel like you were using Obi-Wan Kenobi as a vessel to set up, and I mean, I don't even think you can argue with me on this point. It's almost ensured at this point that we're getting a Princess Leia show down the pipe.
Oh God,
a young Princess Leia show is coming down the pipe. The fact that we got what's her name to give her like when they were in the safe house, the Jedi safe house, and he saw Princess Leia saw what's her name putting on the holster, and she was just like, "Can you teach me how to shoot?" And like, and at the end of the show, she had the holster on, implying like that's where she got the idea and stuff. It's like all that was like building up the character of Princess Leia super fast, like in a show that wasn't about her.
Yep.
Like, and so I was just like, oh, you guys are definitely like setting this character up. I got the same thing from Third Sister too. So you get like the whole show. You're thinking it's like, why is Third Sister the main Sith we're dealing with when this is Obi-Wan Kenobi, and it totally warrants Darth Vader being the main Sith character in this show. And then at the very end, you're like, oh, this show was also like a vessel for that character to have a redemption arc, so she can be a future good character.
The Force is female
it's
bigot.
so obvious. It's so fucking obvious. And it's just like, if you want to do that, do it in a new show. Like, why didn't you just...
Because no one would watch that
Princess
show,
Leia
Broadcaster
show.
Nickels.
Dude,
this
that's
is a
not true.
Trojan horse.
I watch a Princess Leia show. I mean, you better give me Bob's. I want Bob's, but but if I don't get Bob's, then I'll probably
I really don't think you would have watched a young Princess Leia show. I really don't. Like, if the show was like on its face, like
whoa.
Oh, I see where you're going. Okay, this is like Prey. We're going Prey. Okay, we want like a supple 20-year-old. Okay,
exactly. There we go.
Okay, all right, gotcha. I'm picking up what you're putting down, and I agree with you on that point.
I'm thinking 23, 25
maximum. Okay.
I want that nice white dress that she watched in New Hope.
And underneath it, the Jabba the Hutt slave dress. And
that's the finale.
Now, episode 6.
We can build this series together.
Hey, Deborah Chow, if you're listening, we're available to be in your writer's room. Okay, we got
Maybe
this.
you can be in this series visually too. Can we look up Deborah Chow? One second.
One moment. I need to visualize.
Stand by.
Inquisitors were a total dud. I don't know if they were cool in Rebels. I'm assuming they were. They suck ass in this show. The Grand Inquisitor, that his whole like reveal that he's still alive and that Third Sister's a dumbass for thinking he was dead, and that was nonsensical bullshit. Makes absolutely no sense. Just like it makes no sense that Darth Vader waited till that moment to say, "I knew you were a youngling, bitch. Blah blah blah." All that was stupid. Fifth brother. I don't even know what to say about Fifth Brother. He was the most manly character in the show, but he was like a 2 out of 10 manly. Like, it's like there's no manly man. Like when Owen, when
it's like he would deliver these lines, and you're like, oh damn, he's about to lay down the law, and then it's just like, dude, he clearly was more powerful than Third Sister.
But
like, remember the chamber room when he just like slammed her out? I'm like, oh shit.
Yes. But then it's just like, nah, never mind. Forget about that.
Just like, you're a female. I can't do that.
Yeah. Basically, if Uncle Ben or Uncle Owen is like the Chad of your show in terms of masculinity, you have a problem. And,
yeah, the guy that gets fucking L'd by a fucking group of 5 Tusken Raiders.
Yes.
And he has his dude. I just realized, you just made me think about that. Owen and his wife take on a Sith Inquisitor, like straight up.
Yeah,
successfully.
Yeah. It's a joke. And the reason
Raiders.
And the reason we're supposed to believe it is because of the wound that Darth Vader gave her. But I'll say yes, that's true. However, if we're to believe that wound to begin with, she should have never made it to fucking Tatooine. Like her making it to Tatooine was so stupid. Like, no fucking way. Darth Vader just fucking mauled you. You're gonna crawl into a fucking spaceship and make it to Tatooine, and then crawl to Uncle Owen's fucking desert abode to fucking rape young Luke? Get the fuck out of here. This is so preposterous, dude. It's preposterous.
Yeah. They didn't even explain it, too, because it's like, okay, you got stabbed when you were a youngling. It's like, okay, you don't explain that. You got straight L'd when you were a youngling, but somehow you're alive.
Yeah,
right?
No explanation
and then you're
there.
like, oh, you're going to get L'd the exact same way. And the guy that did it's going to do it the exact same way again, and you don't die. It's like, dude, at least have like a fucking old boy moment or something where your heart's on the other side.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, dude, come on. Give us some context here. Give us some substance to this bullshit fucking narrative that somehow she's going to survive twice. The same way. It's like, if anything, you die instantly because whatever he vaporized out of your body the first time and somehow you miraculously survived is not there anymore.
It makes no sense. None of it makes sense. Even if she does survive it, why the fuck did Vader and fucking the Grand Inquisitor just leave her to go do that? Like, it makes no effing sense. It is nonsensical bullshit.
That's the other thing too. No substance to the OG Grand Inquisitor surviving. Like he
No.
gets L'd in the, get this, guys, the exact same wound.
Magic.
Saber to the stomach.
Yep.
Wow, it's like this fucking move doesn't work or something.
Yeah. No, it's like Dragon Ball Z, bro. They're just eating sensu beans. That's what's going on.
But he gets L'd and he's dead, and then all of a sudden he's just magically back. There's no like cutscene where like Vader like shows him in a back what do they call it? A back to tank?
Yeah, back to tank. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like there's no like weird little 2-second cutscene where it shows him in a tank and Vader's there, like nothing. It's just all of a sudden he just shows back up and he's like, "You dumb bitch! You thought you could just stab me in the stomach? Think again, bitch."
Yeah.
It's like what?
Fuck, man. Okay, so let's just talk about the canon breaking shit because there's a few things. First of all, Princess Leia clearly and definitively never met Obi-Wan Kenobi before A New Hope. You can go back and watch the scene where she records the message on R2-D2. She clearly says, "You fought with my father in the Clone Wars." She doesn't say, "You saved me from some crazy Sith with dreadlocks." That's not what she says, okay? She says, "You fought with my father in the Clone Wars." She clearly indicates that her father knew him, but she didn't. Yeah. But they had this crazy adventure together. Now, when we were watching this show, when I was watching this show, I was praying. I was praying that there was going to be explanation for this. I was hoping, like, at the end of the show, they were going to do some genjutsu on her so she forgot about it. Or something. Something! I was hoping for something, but nothing happens. It's just, we're just supposed to believe that she had this insane adventure with Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then 20 years later, when fucking Darth Vader's about to capture her, she's acting like she's never met him before for no reason.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's probably the least one I'm pissed off about because it's like the most open.
What's the one that pisses you off the most?
Probably his hatred of droids. Wait, I don't know any of them, to be honest. But I'm pretty sure. Didn't he have no droids?
He hated droids. Yes,
wasn't that
he
a fucking
hated
thing?
Droids. That is absolutely correct. But he's best friends with fucking Princess Leia's little mini droid.
I personally didn't remember that too much. I just remember like what episode was it when you actually go to his lair? Was it episode 1? And that like RTD2 like eyeball thing pokes up out of the sand. And I was just like, wait a minute. I was like, that line just popped into my head where I was just like, I don't have any droids. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I've never had any droids.
It's funny because I didn't even have that on my list of canon breaking shit, but you are absolutely correct, Broadcaster Nickels. That is more canon breaking shit that you just threw out there, and
I don't know if it's absolutely canon breaking.
No, it's pretty canon breaking. Luke, okay, so his entire goddamn mission was to protect Luke, and this entire show was about him ditching Luke for Leia.
I think kid Luke got 5 minutes of screen time.
He did, and it was all of him running and crying and being a bitch. It was so sad,
pathetic,
dude.
It was so obvious, dude, what they were doing. It's just like, oh, Leia's the big badass, and the most powerful Jedi in existence is a loser kid, right? That can't fucking just gets knocked out by a strong Sith warrior about to turn good guy.
Mm-hmm.
I was so lame. I was so fucking lame.
As much as I love the Vader versus Obi-Wan fights, maybe love's a strong word. I like them a lot. Let's say that. Because this is no duel of the fates, okay? This is not Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon versus Darth Maul. This is below that. But it's good. Like, it's good shit. I enjoyed it. But I will say that the fact this is another one of those canon breaking things. It's hard to swallow. At the end of New Hope, Darth Vader kills Obi-Wan Kenobi and he becomes a Force ghost, very famously, the whole falling cloak to the ground thing. But there's a very important line in there, Broadcaster Nickels. Do you remember that line that he says right to Obi-Wan as soon as they meet in the Death Star?
Oh, is it the strike me down line?
No, is when we last met, you were the master and I was the learner, and now I am the master. Implying the last time they met was when he was a Padawan of Obi-Wan. So, again, this is just like the Princess Leia one, where it's like, we're supposed to believe that Darth Vader was like totally forgetting about the fact he had this crazy pursuit arc with Obi-Wan when he was already Darth Vader, when he was not his learner.
I'm going to argue with you on this one, because the fight at the end, when they're doing like the cutback to the, you know, like the Clone Wars days, and they're fighting on like the Naboo fucking balcony or whatever it is.
That was one of my favorite parts of the show, by the way. It was like a total throwaway bullshit, but it was awesome. I love that.
Yeah. But the line he delivers, he's just like, your blindness for victory makes you, or is why you're still a Padawan, you know? And then it cuts back to the fight on that random planet where Obi-Wan's still punking Vader, right? Mm-hmm. And he walks away, and he's clearly mad. He's like, Obi-Wan, which was super dope when he actually, that fucking, the voice, the dual voice they had so good. But anyways, when he's just, you can clearly, that's why when you bring it up now, because I wasn't even familiar, I didn't remember this line, but now that you say that, it actually mixes beautiful with that, because Vader got punked. He thought he was going to be the master in that situation and finally get Obi-Wan, but Obi-Wan still got him. And that memory was playing for the viewer, right? But you got to think in like some way, maybe it was playing in one of the actual characters' heads. Maybe it was Obi-Wan, maybe it was Vader, maybe it was both, you know? Mm. And now you go to New Hope, and Vader's like has conviction, you know, it's round 3 and he knows he's about to L fucking Obi-Wan, and he gives him that line. He's just like, now I'm the master, bitch, because I know I'm about to kill you. So it's actually kind of cool when
you're taking it in a more metaphorical way, where I'm trying to take it literal. I see what you're saying. You can make that argument. You know what? I'll say it's a valid argument. I'll say that's a valid argument.
But that line is metaphorical, right? Because you got to think.
I don't take it metaphorical though. I take it as, last time I saw you, I was your fucking Padawan, and now I'm gonna make you my Padawan, bitch. That's how I take that line. But I get what you're saying too.
But hear me out, right? It's like you had no idea what their first encounter was until Revenge, or their last encounter prior to New Hope was before Revenge of the Sith came out, right? Like all of that was new knowledge ongoing, right?
But it made sense in Revenge of the Sith because he technically was still Obi-Wan's Padawan when that fight happened. He wasn't Vader yet.
I guess what I'm just trying to say is the Obi-Wan Kenobi series fight doesn't really destroy that dialogue in a, like, too meaningful of a way. In any way, it makes it more deeper, is what I'm trying to argue.
Oh man, you're taking the total different. I respect that. You know, maybe you're right. I don't know. Maybe Deborah Chow's got me heated.
Don't get me wrong. Deborah Chow's done some bad things. But you got to give her some credit where credit's due, man. I mean, like, she's not a bad person.
I'm sure she's has an OnlyFans account.
Hey, yeah, and if you're hot, Deborah, what's up?
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'll acquiesce on that. I'll say it's debatable. Maybe I was a little too harsh on that one, but okay. Do you want to defend episode 2 at all? Because I thought episode 2.
I'm not defending episode 1 or 2.
Pile of goddamn shit.
dude, those literally kind of made me seriously depressed. When I was watching those first 2 episodes, I was like, I think, I just started reflecting. I was like, all these things that I really want to be for me, they're just not.
Yeah. 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 Kenobi is just so cucked.
That's why I've started hunting and other things, Daniel. I've moved on.
Hunting. I don't watch Star Wars now. I hunt animals, okay?
Yeah. That's not great.
Yes.
And I learn about things.
I absolutely hate the fact that Kamal Naji, or whatever the fuck his name is, the guy from God, I don't remember the name of the show anymore. The modern Office Space TV show that was on HBO. What was that called? Motherfucker.
God,
how the fuck am I forgetting the name of this show? I love this show. What the fuck was it? It was...
Hold up a second. You're not thinking about Parks and Rec.
No, he was not Parks and Rec.
I was going to say, you're not thinking of Aziz Ansari, are you?
No. God.
He was in a TV...
Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley. God damn it.
He was.
Oh my God. Okay. I can't believe I forgot.
TJ Miller.
TJ Miller.
TJ Miller.
Dude, TJ Miller was a goddamn behemoth in that show. But anyway, back to what I'm saying.
Called that bomb threat in. Anyways.
That bomb threat was legitimate and I stand by him. But moving on. Kamal Nanjiani, whatever. He does not... Okay, first of all, you just had him in a fucking The Eternals, which was like the worst Marvel movie of all time, universally panned. Even by the left-wing nut jobs, it was still panned by them. Like, everyone hated The Eternals. And then you're like, oh, we're gonna put you in the most important property we have now, Star Wars, as a reward. What? And also, lay off the fucking steroids, dude. What the fuck? Like, hey, dude.
Hold up, bro. Whoa,
Get the fuck off. That guy is juicing so hard.
Dude, all the power to my brother, okay?
Are you going to take the Kamal Najami defense? Okay, here we go. Defend him.
Defense? I'm not defending the man personally. I don't know the guy. He could be a piece of shit individual. I have no idea who he is.
He was good in Silicon Valley and not in anything else.
If you want to cycle, dude, go for it. The thing I have a problem with, and I think the main problem I think society would be better off with, if we just all acknowledged that high-level athletes juice. And for the relevant part of this connection, actors that want to portray a certain role, like a superhero or whatever, like if they want to fucking juice to get a certain figure or perform a certain way, dude, we just need to start letting everybody. Imagine how dope football. I would start watching hockey and football and soccer. I would start watching soccer, dude, if I knew these boys were juiced to the gills. Because these fucking soccer balls would be flying at fucking Mach speeds, dude. And it would be dope. It'd be like watching fucking Super Troopers. Or sorry, Starship Troopers. When they're doing backflips in the field. Shit like that, dude. Front flips, sorry.
Yeah.
Anyways, carry on.
All right. You know, we went off the reservation a little bit there. Really, what I'm trying to say is Kamal Namajami, whatever the fuck his goddamn name is.
Super Juice. Kamala Najami.
This guy did not belong within a 100-mile radius of Obi-Wan Kenobi. him in this show was like the biggest red herring I've ever seen in my life. It's just like, oh, look, it's the funny guy from Silicon Valley and he's pretending to be a Jedi. Isn't that so funny? But he's really a sweet guy at heart when he's not juicing up his ass. No.
Remember, he was Harold and Kumar before Silicon Valley. I mean, it's not
What?
Silicon Valley isn't the only thing.
He was in Harold and Kumar?
He was Kumar.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
No.
Oh, wait a minute. You're right. He wasn't. You're right. Never mind. Wait a minute.
He was definitely not Kumar. That was Cal Penn.
Cal Penn?
Yeah. I think. God, I don't know. My brain holds too much information now. Like my boomer brain is like starting to leak. So sometimes I forget things, but I think that was Cal Penn who was Kumar.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I'm racist.
And the moral of this story is Broadcaster Nickels.
I think we can cut that.
Cut that. Okay. I think we've been harping a little bit too much on this guy, but the point is get the fuck out of here, bro. No. Whoever the fuck cast him in this is a dumbass. All I saw was a doofus from Silicon Valley who did not belong in Star Wars. It was a stunt casting. I feel like he has evidence. Maybe he has evidence on Deborah Chow. Maybe that's what's going on. He has some videos.
No, it's the opposite, dude. They have evidence on him. That's why he doesn't movies.
Interesting. That could be true.
Yeah,
he was really good in Silicon Valley. But he hasn't been good in anything else I've seen him in, and he's getting cringier every time I see him, so it's not looking up for him. But anyway, he was the icing on the shit taco for episode 2. Episode 2 was like adventures with Obi-Wan being cucked, not having Dude, you remember the part where Princess Leia falls off the building and Obi-Wan has to like strain his heart and he's like about to die using his force to save her from falling on the ground? Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
But then 3 episodes later, he's throwing mountains at Darth Vader. What the fuck?
Well, he's
dude?
resolved.
He's
resolved.
It's resolved.
They don't explain that, but when he chooses to blindly go towards the Star Destroyer and lure Darth Vader off telepathically. Remember, he knows this is 4D chess, all right?
No, it's force connection.
Darth Vader is going to be so fucking mad.
Yeah,
it's like, damn, Obi-Wan is fucking playing a fool right now. I can't believe
it.
Prepare my personal shuttle.
And were you at all disappointed that it wasn't the TIE Advance that he was flying and it was that Emperor shuttle thing?
Yes, absolutely.
I was so sad about that. I was like, where the fuck is the TIE Advance?
Deborah, you silly hoe. Are you kidding me,
You fucked up, bitch. You fucked up.
You fucked up bad, dude.
Yeah.
Because really, Darth Vader saw that. He would go down that planet and bomb the area he landed in real quick. Get it nice and loose, get a bunch of rocks. So when he comes down there, he can do a nice force blast with a bunch of rocks.
Yeah. He definitely would have turned his targeting computers on and used technology with the Force. A lesson we could all learn.
Yeah.
Anyway. So. Okay. Here's another canon breaking thing that you may disagree with. But this one really bothered me, and it's from episode 2. Okay. We're supposed to believe that Obi-Wan Kenobi does not know that Anakin is Vader. He is shocked by this revelation. What? That's not little Annie. No, never. Okay, are we just totally forgetting about the final scene in Revenge of the Sith where he's talking to Yoda about it, saying that he's now Lord Vader? What? Please defend this one, because you really defended the other one I gave you very well. I was actually impressed with that.
I'm not defending that.
I want you to defend this one now. Go.
So really, the term Vader is a Esoteric.
In Germany, Vader just means father. Okay, so
in Gaelic, Lord Vader means bad motherfucker. I don't know, dude. I can't defend that.
In Mustafar, it means 12 inches rock hard. Yeah, then this is where Third Sister murders Grand Inquisitor, and magical fairies come and revive him after off-cam, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Off-camera back to tank, dude.
Off-camera back to tank, got it. So yeah, first 2 episodes, pretty much hot garbage. Episode 3 is where the show redeems itself, in my opinion. What do you think about episode 3 overall? Because not like all right, so I have some problems with episode 3. We already talked about them with the first Kenobi versus Vader fight at the end, but the first half of episode 3 I thought was really well done. It reminded me of like a Lord of the Rings movie, like their whole, like I liked Leia in this episode, like that her kind of just like traveling with Kenobi on this planet, evading patrols. There was like lore. There were some cool scenes. Kenobi finally did something. He pulled his lightsaber out and fucked those Imperial troopers up when they caught him at the checkpoint. Like there was some good shit in this episode.
No, yeah, I mean it was fun. I thought the whole like cargo truck scene with Frick, I think that was his name.
Frick.
You know, like that was cool. I like the like even though it was childish build up, like I could, you know, it was fun.
Yeah,
and it was well written too. It wasn't bad. I really liked the first Vader fight. The first Vader fight was super dope.
Yeah, I liked all of it till the very end when he let him go. That's the part I have a problem with. But yeah, other than that, great. I agree with you.
Yeah. I think that's just a weakness in the series as general, though. There's like all these like story points, like they just don't make sense. Like they all rely on so much benefit of the doubt. It's just you can't make it believable, even in a fucking sci-fi fantasy. Like, you know, like what?
Yeah, yeah.
The fact that like I know where I'm skipping back again, but the fact that like the last Vader fight, Obi-Wan like has Vader. And he he's like, no, dude, I'm gonna try to turn him good one last time. And then Vader's just like, no, dude, I'm fucking bad to the bone. And he's just like, and fucking Obi-Wan's just like, oh, okay, peace, bye. And it's like, what, dude? And then the fact, dude, it's even cemented more. Right? When he goes back to Tatooine and he's like, he gets to meet Luke or whatever, and he goes off into the desert to go build his next fucking hole in the wall.
Mm-hmm. The one where no droids are allowed. The new one is where droids are allowed. The new one.
No droids allowed, dude. But fucking Qui-Gon Jinn shows up, and he's just like, Qui-Gon Jinn's like, I was always here. You just now can finally see me, like implying like he's now like fully realized. You know,
I actually like that. I like that part.
Like it. But it implies that him letting fucking Vader go was the way.
Okay. I have a different take. I have a different take.
It's like, well, we need to and I get this. My boy Qui-Gon Jinn's like, we need Return of the Jedi. The boys need Return of the Jedi, all right? So you can't kill Vader yet. And Obi-Wan's like, absolutely, I understand.
So I totally see what you're saying there. But when I was watching it, I took it totally different. Remember, in the beginning of this show, Obi-Wan is cuck commando. He is fucking worthless. His force powers are like that of Anakin from episode 1, where he was like riding pod racers and fucking with Guido or whatever that alien guy was. Like his force powers were nothing. And then to me, it signified Obi-Wan Kenobi showing up and be like, oh, you stopped being a little bitch and you started throwing mountains at Lord Vader. Okay, we can talk now. That's what I looked at it as. Like, you know, you have to be this tall to ride. Like, you know, go to a roller coaster, it says, bitch, you need to be 48 inches. I feel like Obi-Wan Kenobi was not 48 inches until he did that shit with Vader, and then Qui-Gon's like, all right, you're tall enough to see me now.
I just don't see it that way.
Okay. All right.
I think Obi-Wan's a bitch ass motherfucker.
He kind of is,
Vader, like, it totally changed my dude, and it sucks because Ian McGregor's Obi-Wan was dope all the way up. So it's like this series really like kind of brought his character down for me because
because the Force is female. Go on.
The fucking New Hope, when he gets stricken down, you're like, dude, that old man was dope, dude. That was his master, and he's just like, dude, I've been fucking punking you this whole time, and now I'm gonna get on you. I'm fucking gonna get on your ship, dude, and I'm gonna get right up in your face as a fucking 100-year-old man, and I'm gonna be like, take me down, bitch. I'm an old man. I fucked you the whole time. And he's just like, he does it. You're like, this guy's dope as fuck, and then now you get three dope prequels, and now we get the series where you're like, no, he was gay. He was gay as fuck, dude. He let him go. He let him go, dude.
Oh, that's probably one of the greatest monologues you've ever had on this podcast, or Broadcaster Nickels. I applaud you. That was exactly what happened. And I feel like I should play some Scottish pipes for the wake of Obi-Wan Kenobi right now.
Indeed. Probably fucking that camel somewhere in the desert. Like,
shit. Dude. We just got banned on Apple iTunes for that comment. I hope you're happy. We are no longer a clean podcast.
The words of Tim Dillon. Put him in the fucking pot.
Oh, shit. All right, well, do you want to talk about episode 4 at all? I want to forget episode 4 even happened, but what do you think about episode 4? This is the episode where we get like the third sister interrogating Leia with the kid gloves, and the plan, the infiltration of the fortress to rescue Leia.
On the ocean planet, not the forest, not the forest moon, but the ocean moon. Mm-hmm. You see what they were doing there?
Mm-hmm. It very, very sequels. Like, there are some very high sequels vibes with this episode where it felt like an extension of like the J.J. Abrams Star Wars movies.
Not gonna lie, it was dope aesthetic.
Dude, the aesthetics of this show were fire all the way through. My problems with the show are the writing, and the writing. Did I mention the writing? That's all. That's really my entire problem with the show. But it's a huge problem in many ways. The main thing...
There was pillars. There were problem pillars in the series. Pillars, and
yes.
They were glaring at every episode.
Yes.
You could just see when they showed up. You're like, why are you here?
Yeah. So Kenobi rescues Leia, and then like the fake Imperial trooper that's really a rebel, who I'm just sort of like, okay, you seem very contrived as a character, but whatever. Moving on. She gets her cover gets blown, and then like the Inquisitors are like, where is he? I know he's here. And then we cut to Obi-Wan, and he's in this like chamber with all of the Jedi that were killed during Order 66. Now, this is the only interesting part of this entire episode. If you take episode 4, literally the only interesting part is this. And I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying it's interesting. Because I don't think it's good. I think it's actually canon breaking. But it's interesting, at least. Because we're seeing like Plo Koon. We're seeing like Ki-Adi-Mundi. Like, we're seeing all these like Clone Wars Jedis in these fucking tanks. And we thought they were all dead. But they're in these tanks. That's the thing. They looked kind of alive to me, Broadcaster Nickels. I think you might need to go back to this episode and rewatch that scene.
She says it's a tomb.
I know what she says. But when you look at them in the tanks, they don't look dead. They look like they're being preserved.
Sure.
Now, this could just be a problem with the presentation, the direction. Maybe it's sending the wrong message. But either way, I found this scene very interesting because I took this as like
Coolio finding the the room of heads that Gary Busey,
Coolio. It's Ice-T, motherfucker. Don't disrespect the tea.
I'm gonna always say
that's a
Coolio
great scene, though. As soon as you said that, I'm just like, yeah, that was fucking amazing.
That's what it was, kind of in my mind. It was like one of those trophy rooms, where it's like, like, look at all these Jedi I killed.
But here's the thing. Those people, Ice-T was looking at fucking heads. Okay, Obi-Wan Kenobi was looking at preserved bodies and back-to-looking tanks.
That's the future, dude.
Okay,
beyond
jars, you might be right. You might be right. Wouldn't have that been sick if Jar Jar Binks was in one of them? That would have been awesome.
No, he's Naboo royalty, dude.
Nah, man, he's a Sith Lord. You've seen that video. I know you have. It was suggested right after you watched Metal Gear Zero video. You believe this shit? Well, guess what? Jar Jar Binks is a Sith Lord.
If we ever have a guest on the podcast, I really think it should be the Metal Gear Solid Zero guy.
I agree.
We should actually try to get that, make that happen.
That guy has got. I like the cut of his jib. Yeah, he's good shit. Anyway, so
I want to know how autistic this lad is.
I took this scene with the trophy room, as you call it, as a gateway for them to bring back Jedi that we all thought were killed in canon. So here's something that you might not know. Samuel L. Jackson has been very, very, very vocal that his character was not killed in the Clone Wars and that he's still alive. He has been vocal about this for a long time. You can look this shit up on the internet. Like it's like a campaign of his. Like he just has to make sure that he has a chance to be in a future Star Wars thing. He insists that he's still alive. Now, when I saw this scene with these Jedi and these like fucking preservation tanks, I was like, wait a second. This is setting up Samuel L. Jackson's return into Star Wars. He's going to be in one of these tanks and he's going to get popped the fuck out. Of course, we don't see him in one of those tanks, so it's not confirmed or anything. But I put two and two together, and I'm just thinking, man, oh man, is that what's going on? Are they using this scene as a staging scene to open up 100 different possible offshoots, spin-offs, where they bring back these Jedi?
Absolutely. There's no doubt about it.
So you agree with me on that then? So you're...
Oh, I do.
Okay.
I do. I absolutely agree, and it breaks my heart.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna cry.
Yeah, so then the episode ends with like Vader like trying to kill Third Sister because she failed, but then she's like, "No, I put a tracker on the droid," and then Vader's like, "Okay, bitch, you can live."
Which I mean, let's be real. The whole scene with her and the droid was filmed, and she never put any. They didn't even show her put the tracker on.
No.
It's
a lot of off-camera events happen in this show.
Yeah, a lot of off-camera events.
Oh, boy.
It's whatever, but I see.
How many times have you said that in this review? It's whatever. Like, I'm not trying to disregard your opinions, but I feel it's weird because I feel like I'm the one who should be doing what you're doing right now because I'm more of a Star Wars nerd than you are, just because I'm older and I grew up with it more. But I feel like you're really like... You're trying so hard to defend this shit. I don't know, man. Mace Windu's alive. Next Disney Plus show, Mace Windu does Dallas. Coming to you soon.
See, I just want things to be billed for what they are.
Okay.
You know? If we want a Mace Windu show, give us a fucking Mace Windu show. Okay? I don't want Obi-Wan Kenobi and then Mace Windu shows up half the show. Like, this is the same problem I had with Book of Boba Fett. Book of Boba Fett sucked. and then the only good episodes there was The Mandalorian.
Dun, 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 dun.
So it's just like, come on, guys, like spread your talent out or something. Like if you don't have enough talent out, don't make the goddamn series. Like if the heart's not there, don't do it.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. Okay. You know, that's an interesting question. Right now, on the spot, Broadcaster Nickels, what is better? Book of Boba Fett or Obi-Wan Kenobi? Go. I knew you wouldn't be able to answer that quickly.
Well, are we segregating the last 3 episodes of
Nah,
Book of
dude.
Boba Fett?
It's series for series, man. It's just which one's better.
I'd say Book of Boba Fett.
Oh.
Just based on
And
the
you
last
just
3
got done saying you hated Book of Boba Fett. Oh, man. What a world we live in.
Those last 3 episodes are fucking amazing.
I know. I loved them
But
too.
I don't consider those Book of Boba Fett. Those are clearly like episodes they chopped off from the new Mandalorian.
Yeah, that's Mando season 3. Yeah, that's what it is.
That's clearly what it is.
Oh, shit.
Like it's so abrupt of a change. It's insane.
Yep. So, episode 5 is like the classic, we're trapped in a bunker and the Empire has us surrounded, and then they get in and they take you down, but then you escape at the end. It's just like Empire Strikes Back. It's just like The Last Jedi. It's that same meme. But this time, it's much worse because Kenobi, God damn it, dude. Kenobi is like, Reva, I know you know who Vader is, and I know you want to kill him. I know you've been faking being a bad guy this whole time, even though you've murked innocent people several times on camera. But you're a good guy, I know that. I'm gonna bring Vader to you. And it just becomes this like moment where you're supposed to be like, oh yeah, they're playing 4D chess now. That was a great plot twist. Yeah, man. And I'm just in here like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? Are you kidding me? This is another one of those punch the TV scenes, Broadcaster Nickels.
I don't know what to say. Punch the TV.
Oh, God. She wants to pretend to be a Sith to get close to Vader so she could kill Vader. He's a Sith Lord.
Dude,
what the fuck?
The irony is rich, too, with this, right? Because, first of all, when they explain it to you as the viewer, you're like, this is lame. There's no way that... So you're telling me the most Force-sensitive fucking the one, Neo of the Force, came to slay all the fucking younglings at the temple, right? And eld this chick. Looked her dead in the fucking eyes and eld her. And then she eventually survived, came up and became a fucking Inquisitor Apprentice or whatever the fuck it was, and then eventually Grand Inquisitor. And the most Force-sensitive, powerful being at the current time is like, can't sense that at all.
No.
Oh wait, he can. That's the reveal. It's like, oh, so we're not dumb. We're fucking, it was a dumb fucking idea. Cool. The irony is rich.
It's so bad. I just like that. This episode. Okay, you know what the great part of this episode? I don't want to be totally negative. When I saw Darth Vader force grab that spaceship to try and prevent it from leaving, that was sick as hell. That reminded me of Starkiller from The Force Awakens. That was sick as fuck.
Yeah.
I really like that part. But everything with Third Sister can go to hell.
That bar. It's kind of funny when you say that because he was like, that was the benchmark for that move in Star Wars history.
Yep.
They're like, fuck, we didn't know we could make them that powerful.
and also, okay, let's just, let's put aside all of the bullshit plot contrivances that lead us to this scene. Let's just pretend all those don't exist and just take the scene for what it is. Third Sister is behind Darth Vader after he fails to stop the ship from escaping. and she supposedly she wants to kill Darth Vader. It's all been a ploy. Okay. Instead of instantly trying to kill Darth Vader, she starts talking to him and admitting she's a traitor. Then she tries to strike him after. What? What the fuck was that? You just attack him. He's fucking Lord Vader. He is the savior of the Force. His metachlorians are spinning way faster than yours, third sister. And you're like, I'm going to explain to you that I'm a traitor.
Didn't she try to sneak up on him? And he was just too powerful. He knew. He was just like...
She started talking before she attacked. Go rewatch it. She started talking first. Then she attacked.
That's fucking retarded.
It was so stupid. I was watching, I was just like, as if this couldn't get any more fucking ludicrous. Is this Spaceballs now? Are we flying at ludicrous speed? I don't know, Broadcaster Nickels. But that scene just, and then it ends with her dying, and I'm like, at least they killed that bitch. That's what I said when episode 5 ended. I'm like, you know what? At least that bitch is dead. And then episode 6 turns and she's alive. She's hunting Luke like the Predator on Tatooine. Oh, fuck.
Which is probably one of the lamest parts of the series. I'm not gonna lie, it seemed so unnecessary. It's just like, if you wanted to like bring this character through like a redemption arc, don't shoehorn her into fucking Luke and Owen's fucking farm. Like, it was just so lame. It's like, oh, in my dying wishes, which ended up not being her dying wishes, I'm gonna go to Tatooine and try to take out this fucking kid that somehow in my not dying breath, figured out it was Darth Vader's, because that's what they implied, right? That she like saw the message and like all of a sudden realized Leia and Luke was Darth Vader's kids and they were important to fucking Obi-Wan and blah 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 blah. You know, it's so far fetched, dude. It's just like, how? Like, I know she could read minds, like they implied that in the series, but they had to be like right in front of her, you know? And even then, I don't know. It just seemed weird. And then you go all the way through that backflipping to her getting to Tatooine, and it was so lackluster. She couldn't defeat 2 fucking farmers that got L'd eventually by 5 Tusken Raiders or whatever. And then one fucking kid, one desert kid, punk kid, is crawling on some fucking rocks, and you have a lightsaber and force powers and blah 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 blah. You know, and you let him take you for like a fucking 2-mile hike, and then you eventually get him unconscious, and you're about to stab him, and then you're just like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it, I'm done. And then you bring it back. And then you were supposed to believe, as old fans, all of this Luke doesn't remember.
Bullshit.
You know, like,
or Leia doesn't remember. Bullshit.
Yeah, dude. It's like this. So this didn't show up in A New Hope at all. Like, there wasn't even this wasn't like well done dialogue shit like we were talking about earlier with, you know, Vader and old Kenobi and like it being represented in the new fight in the series. We're not talking about shit like that. We're talking like nothing. This is just shit we're told to believe happened and hasn't, and just, you know, like, it's just dumb.
This was all backstory for Princess Leia's Mary Poppins Force flying in Last Jedi. That's what this was.
Oh yeah,
that's what this was. It was backstory for that.
To explain it, didn't they?
Yeah.
She's so inquisitive. She is. She just dude. Oh man, I'm glad you remind me of this, dude, because some of the fucking map dialogue in this fucking show just disgusted me. They're trying to turn fucking old Ben into a map, dude, and it fucking just killed me. When he's like, you act a lot older than your age. It's just like, dude, get out of here, you gross fuck, dude.
Get the fuck out of here. Get back to Epstein's Island, motherfucker. We got Star Wars to do.
I know you were on the flight log, bitch.
God, what if it comes out tomorrow in the news? It's like Ewan McGregor was on Epstein Island 17 times, according to
Crack Cellar
sources.
broke the news 24 hours ahead.
Ah, shit. Okay. We've kind of talked a lot about episode 6 already. Anything we haven't talked about episode 6 you want to go over? I don't know. We talked about the fight with Vader. What else happens in episode 6? Really, my memory of episode 6 is basically just that fight, which is probably a good thing because I'm guessing everything else that happened sucked.
Yeah, well, pretty much what happens is
third sister and the cuckening of Luke, kid Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
The desert rhapsody.
Oh shit.
We'll call it Luke Rhapsody. Okay.
Yeah. There's that cringy line. Oh god, I forgot about this. When third sister brings Luke back to the farm, like crawling and like collapsing with him in her, like she's Jesus or something. Remember that? And then Obi-Wan's like, "Oh, you did good beating the dark side. You're a Jedi again." Remember that shit? I forgot about that for a second. That was super cringe. Just like
that
him,
wasn't
like
even the cringiest. The cringiest was when they were actually fighting in the farm and they were on that little catwalk right before the cellar door, and she's just like, "You really love him. I can tell." It's like, what the? You're raiding their farm, you murderer, dude.
I forgot about that. That was horrible. God damn it. That was Spaceballs. A chunk of this show was Spaceballs.
Is that supposed to be conflicted dialogue? Is that their attempt at showing confliction in a character? Because if it is, it's sad.
Yeah, that's exactly what that was. That was them trying to create Bastilla Shan and failing miserably is what that was. Okay. Anything else? The final scene.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I just think it's crazy. It's just weird to me that you make this series Obi-Wan Kenobi and knowing eventually that if you're a fan of the prequels, that is, and you're aware of the prequels, that he is eventually supposed to train Luke. And the series starts out with pretty much just being like, no, Owen's like, fuck you. And then it just slowly turns into Obi-Wan maybe teaching Leia.
Mm-hmm.
And that premise just pissed me off. It set such a bad tone for the series going forward, and the fact that it's filled up pretty much the whole series. Just, I mean, that pisses me off more than any canon-breaking shit you brought up. It's just the tone that they brought up. It's just like, so the Princess Leia, the eventual politician, who's a cool character, don't get me wrong, is more important to the most powerful Jedi existing right now, essentially, instead of the chosen one, Luke, that he is supposed to actually train. It's just, they the backflips they make you take to get to this series. It's like, oh, Uncle Owen's gonna stop Obi-Wan from teaching Luke. It's like, dude, first of all, the attitude of Owen doesn't even make sense. It's like Obi-Wan brought the kid to Owen. You'd think their relationship would be a lot better than it is to begin with.
It makes no sense. Like, it's all designed to cuck Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like, to make
he's
him
trying
look
to bring
weak.
him a toy. He's like, he clearly wants to be in touch with the child, and Owen's just like, don't bring my fucking kid toys, dude. You fucking bitch. Like, what the fuck?
I'll buy my kid toys, motherfucker.
Yeah, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah. This it's so funny. Like, when I first heard of this show, I was like, oh, this is gonna be like Obi-Wan dealing with being hunted while watching over Luke. That's what I thought the show was going to be about, and it absolutely was the opposite. Like, it had nothing to do with Luke. It was 100% to do with Leia, which shouldn't know him at all. Like, they should have never met. None of it made sense. It's just, like, you have to deal with, like, 89% bullshit to get to this, like, 11% nougat of Vader versus Obi-Wan lightsaber battle awesomeness. But what is that? Like less.
Let me tell you guys. Let me tell you, that juice is so sweet.
It is.
The nectar is so sweet. When you get there and you just see Vader with that fucking saber gash in his face, it almost made me tear up a little bit. I was like, this is so fucking cool.
And honestly, just like really at that moment when he's giving that line, like, you didn't kill Anakin Skywalker, I did. And you like see that gash on him and you like look at his face underneath the Darth Vader mask and you're like thinking to yourself, that was fucking Hayden Christensen this entire time doing all of that acting underneath the suit. You're just like, oh my God, like he really is Darth Vader now. Like before, you're just like, he's the whiny, teenage Padme, I love you, in like the Garden of Flowers and shit, and like whiny as fuck, and he has this bad reputation, and it's like, he redeemed himself, man. Like, if one good thing comes out of this show, it's that Hayden Christensen 100% redeemed himself from the episode 2 Attack of the Clones, which everyone ridicules. Everyone ridicules that movie. I love that movie, but everyone ridicules it.
Hate the sand.
So props to my boy Hayden. You're the Chad of this show. Unfortunately, it's not the title character Obi-Wan Kenobi who should be the Chad of the show. And then we get to the end where Obi-Wan Kenobi is on a CG screen with the guy from All My Children, who has been in Star Wars for 45 years and is eating the hearts of children to stay young. I still can't believe that guy is still in Star Wars. He has been in Star Wars longer than I've been alive. And I'm old as fuck.
Are you talking about
her dad?
You're talking about Senator Organa.
Yeah, Senator Organa. That motherfucker was in soap operas when I was 5 years old.
I know. I was just saying. I was like, this fucking Gomez Adams Family looking motherfucker, dude. He's been around forever. Dude.
Talk about job security, man. Like, the guy's just like, bitch.
And the guy that does Boba Fett, he's like, they've been capitalizing on Django and Boba for fucking clone troopers for years.
Yeah, that dude's pushing Polynesian spas.
Dude, they should team up to do some Polynesian spa commercials, dude.
Dude, talk about the deadly alliance. Dude. Shang Tsung and Quan Chi don't know what's coming for them.
They do kind of look like Qui-Gon Jinn, or they kind of look like Shang Tsung and what's that guy's name?
Quan Chi.
Quan Chi, yeah.
That's
super fun.
All right, broadcaster. As you know, here in the Crack Cellar, we have a official, patented Ghostbusters rating system in which we rate all of our reviews. On that system, broadcaster, what do you rate Deborah Chow's Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Slimer.
Oh shit! Just a straight vanilla Slimer, no modifiers. Just like straight D. You're giving her a straight D.
Yeah, dude. This is a disappointment. Through and through.
Oh man, I love it.
It's like I think the heavyweights, when fucking Gerald's calling his dad Maury, and he's just like, Dad, this shit sucks, and he's like, I did not send you to go-kart camp. Okay, I thought this was go-kart camp.
Yep.
And Deborah Chow clearly
sent you to fat camp.
Is Maury Gardner telling me what's up. Okay. So that's why I'm gonna say this fucking sucks. It sucks hard slime, dude.
Yeah.
There was no LGBTQ bike scene. But 3 episodes of solid Mandalorian Darksaber, Forge Master goodness can heal all wounds. Okay? And this series did not have that. Okay? It had a battle. It had a cool battle. Okay? There's member berries. But it
just
wasn't
enough.
It was, dude. Maybe it's because Mandalorian is fresh and it's new content and it just pumps me up more. But them trying to rely on just a Kenobi and Darth Vader fight and them trying to make it stretch our imagination to the point where this fits into existing canon, it's just like, make it cool. If you're going to do that, you got to make it way cooler. You can't, like, you know, like you teased us with the Mustafar base and shit like that and then didn't even use it. And then you gave us some random no-name planet and gave us, while parts of the fight were dope, it was pretty lackluster. It was super quick. It was filled a lot with him being in the ground under rubble. And I mean, that was, and I'm talking about the highlight of the series, you know? I'm not talking about, like, I could talk a lot more shit about some of the worst parts of the series, you know, like the fact that, you know, more than 50% of the show was female when it had a male character's name as the title of the series, and it was supposed to be about this character, supposedly. Every character that survived in a scene or died in a scene didn't make sense in the slightest. Like when Lala or whatever, fucking Obi-Wan's like potential love interest, you know, whatever, what's her name from Game of Thrones? Like when she just gets shot in the stomach, right? There's so, like, in that fucking scene, 3 different no-name background actors get shot essentially the same way and get picked up and saved, right? And then she gets shot. And not only does the android, which the android was dope, the service bot was pretty cool, fucking uses itself as a shield. She's just like, no, lock the door. I'm going to fucking use this detonator. She holds it like it's fucking a trophy or something. She doesn't even throw it in the direction of all the troopers and the third sister. She's just like, I'm just going to hold it up and blow myself up. You know, it's so dumb. And yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
I just mean, like, what I'm trying
I totally
to say
forgot
the
about
writing
that.
the writing was just poor. It's just every scene, like any scene where it was supposed to be tense or heart pounding. It brought me out. Because it just didn't, none of it, it wasn't like nitpicking so much where it didn't make sense. It's just like, it obviously didn't make sense. It's just so dumb. Like, why write it like that? Like, you're already stuck in the tunnel. The detonator is going to fuck you up. The tunnel's going to collapse or whatever happens, you know? Like, why have this weird woman power stance moment where you're just holding the grenade up, you know, when they're clearly like, oh, fuck a grenade, and you have a chance to kill the main villain. You know, like, throw it down the fucking tunnel. Anyways.
Yeah.
Slime, dude. It's getting Nickelodeon slime, dude.
All right. Well, broadcaster. Is it Vigo the Carpathian? What's his name? The Carpathian? The Destroyer?
Yeah, Vigo the Destroyer.
The Barbarian? Or the Ladyboy? I'm going to go with, this is a Vigo the Ladyboy. That's what this is. I'm actually surprised. I thought you were going to rate this higher than me based off of our conversation tonight. I really was thinking I was going to be the one rating this lower, but I'm going to give it a very weak Vigo. There's enough in this show where I had some genuine moments of enjoyment, and they all revolved around Darth Vader. And he's only in the show for about 20 minutes. For those keeping track, he's in the show for like 10% of the show. But that 10% was awesome. And even though there were some questionable decisions in the writing, I'm going to give this a super weak Vigo the Ladyboy. And my parting shot here is every single writer of this show should be excommunicato They should never get a job again. They are horrible. They wasted an opportunity of the lifetime. This should have been the greatest fucking show of my life. I should be so excited about this show. I should be fucking blushing like a bride. I should be like a fat kid in a fucking Willy Wonka's candy store right now. But instead I'm sitting here pissed off because they fucking ruined it.
Rogue One's better.
Dude, Rise of Skywalker is better. The Force Awakens is probably better, and I hated that movie. God damn it, Broadcaster Nickels. I'm angry about this. This is bullshit. And it's all the writing. The acting performances were good for the most part. The direction was good for the most part. The sound, the sets, everything was good for the most part. The writing was god awful. Those people need to be sent to hell. Get the fuck out of Star Wars.
Whoa, dude. Whoa.
And with that, we'll close out.
I'm just going to defend my Slimer. Okay? I just want to say, you got to hold these motherfuckers accountable, all right? When these sons of bitches, they just give you slop. They're treating us like pigs. Okay, they're treating us like fucking pigs. Okay, and they think they can just fill the goddamn trough up.
They do.
Slop it up. Okay, and I'm tired of it. I'm so tired of it. Anyways. Fuck you. Good night.